space here.
James Hargrave. Wait, aren't you the one that was like fighting with people? So where's your family? You don't need to be scared, son. Where's your family?
My mom is probably drunk, and my dad's dead. Is that good enough for you, asshole?
Sure, whatever. Nice kid. Nice kid.
Hey, I'm looking for troublemakers. Have you seen any?
Yeah, there's one right there.
I'm on duty. Make it quick.
Let's ask this finally. I heard that Rivet City is run by some sort of council.
Chief Harkness meets with Dr. Lee and Bannon to discuss security matters. It's a waste of a good Monday morning if you ask me. They should just let Chief Harkness call the shots.
Okay. Thanks for your opinion. What can you tell me about Dr. Lee?
She's some sort of genius. You know, one of those egghead scientist types. Her lab is in the stern end of the ship.
Okay. Thank you. Time for me to go.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Don't mind me. I'm just taking up space here.
Poor guy. Okay, let's see. I need to go to the doctor's lab place. Let's save, though. Let's save, and then we gotta go find this doctor person. Okie dokie.
There was some sort of battle in the city yesterday. The gate guard said the gunfire went on for over an hour.
That's why I'm glad I'm in here.
From where?
Good old Rivet City.
Me too. Nothing is getting through these walls.
Yes?
Excuse me, dog. Nothing. My dog was just getting in my way. What are those? Test tubes? Science lab. Okay, so that's where I need to go. What else is down this hall, though?
Me too. Nothing is getting through these walls.
That's another door to the science lab. Ooh. Ooh. That's a cool plane. Who's that guy? Abraham Washington. Come here.
Quite an impressive collection, isn't it? Well, don't be shy. Have a look around. Abraham Washington's the name. Curator of this little slice of American history.
Ooh. This is really cool. Yes, it's an interesting collection indeed. It's an interesting collection of garbage. Oh good, I was looking for some kindling. No, it's interesting.
Ah, a fellow scholar, I see. Each of the documents in this room tells a small but important story about the history of the United States of America. Unfortunately, the greatest prize of all is missing.
Let me
from
guess,
the
I have to go and
collection.
get it. Alright, I'll bite. Which document is missing? Who cares? What's missing is my ability to stay awake in this snoratorium. No, what's missing?
In 1776, the Second Judgmental Congress got together and adopted a document drafted by none other than Thomas Jefferson himself. It was the day the United States of America earned its name and secured its place in history. This magnificent achievement took form in the Declaration of Independence.
If you want me to retrieve the declaration, all you have to do is ask. Let me take a leap of faith here. You want me to find it for you. What's your point? Skip the history lesson, Professor. This one.
Oh, would you? It would mean so much to me and the Society's collection here.
I'd love to be a part of history and bring you the declaration. Not now, maybe another time. Slow down there, Gramps. What's this reward you're talking about? Let me think about this for a bit and I'll get back to you. No, I'm totally doing it.
Excellent! You won't regret it, I promise you. Imagine, you are taking part in another chapter of American history. I envy you. You can find the Declaration of Independence in the ruins of the National Archives.
Okay. That's really cool. Ooh, we gotta find this. Okay. Well, I've looked around a bit. I have a few questions about the Declaration of Independence. Can you show me how to get to the National Archives on my map? I have to go now. Let's start with this.
In the D.C. ruins, you'll find the National Archives, or what's left of it anyway. The building should contain the document in a protective glass case. Be careful. The place is swarming with super mutants.
Of course it is.
Here, let me pinpoint its location for you.
Thank you. It's always swarming with super mutants. What else is new? I have a few questions about the Declaration of Independence.
Please ask then. After all, knowledge is power.
Speech 100%. All this info on the Declaration, where'd you get it? I don't like secrets. What does this Declaration of Independence look like? What's the history behind the document? Let me ask you something else. This one.
Well, this is quite embarrassing, actually. I sent someone like yourself after the Declaration. She did some of the research for me, but now I haven't seen her in a few months.
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't worry about it. Many have died for causes far less grand than what you're about to undertake.
Lovely. What does the Declaration of Independence look like?
A piece of what was called parchment, sort of a thick paper, has faded handwritten writing all over it. It's no more than 2.5 feet tall and 2 feet wide. If you find it, you should be able to roll it up carefully.
Okay, what's the history behind the document? Even though I know it, go ahead and tell me.
On July the 4th in 1776, a group calling themselves the Second Judgmental Congress got together at Fort McHenry in Maryland. After a ceremony which ended with Paul Revere singing the famous battle hymn known as the National Anthem, the document was signed. From there, it was sent to England by plane, presumably, and presented to King George himself. Thus began the Evolutionary War.
Ah, by plane indeed. Let me ask you something else.
Certainly.
I have to go now.
Be careful. The archives are infested with who knows what.
Super mutants, I'm sure. Plenty of them. Oh, whoa, this is cool. Are there like little things that I can read about these? I don't want to steal any of this. It's... Oh man, suddenly I'm getting Bioshock flashbacks. But he doesn't have any things to read about them. Somebody needs to work on this museum. Oh look, a doghouse. Dog meat. Here you go. A Nuka-Cola machine. Let's take those. Oh, and there's a terminal. Welcome to the Capital Preservation Society. Whoa, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Okay. Constitution... Wait, what's this? Information. Feel free to browse our collection. Constitution of the USA. The Constitution of the United States was drafted in 1786 and adopted a year later by the Constitutional Convention of Philly. This document defines the organization of the U.S. government and sets forth the rules and regulations known as articles. In addition, there are modifications made to the articles by ruling presidents during their reigns known as amendments. The Society owns the only known copy of the document to exist, which was retrieved from the ruins of the National Archives in 2256. Emancipation Proclamation. The Emancipation Proclamation was a document issued by the breathtakingly charismatic President Abraham Lincoln in 1862. This executive order was the beginning of the end of slavery in the United States. Although it was issued during the Civil War, making it a war measure, it paved the way for the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, which completely abolished slavery once and for all. Hooray! Gettysburg Address. The Capital Preservation Society is proud to have in its possession a copy of one of the most iconic and prolific speeches in United States history. This speech, given by the astonishingly intelligent Abraham Lincoln on Thursday, November 19, 1863, laid the groundwork for what would later become the basis of democracy in the United States and set the standards for a country with a government by the people for the people. It's actually funny. I I have a picture of me posing next to a life-size statue of Abraham Lincoln, and I'm like 2 feet shorter than he is. It's really kind of funny. Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine was presented in 1823 by the average and unremarkable President James Monroe. Oh, I'm getting some bias in here. We like the one named Abraham, but we don't like the one named James Monroe. The document warns the European powers of the time not to interfere in the affairs of the Western Hemisphere, citing the examples of colonization and puppet governments as possible intolerances. U.S. Declaration of War on Germany. Part of our collection is a copy of the formal declaration of war made on Germany during World War II on December 11th, 1941 by the government and endorsed by the President Franklin D. Roosevelt. While the document doesn't evoke the brilliance of other masterworks like the Emancipation Proclamation, I'm getting a sense of who's our favorite president. Is that because he's got the same first name as this guy does? It still served as a reminder to the world that the United States wasn't a power to be trifled with. A declaration of war on China. Although it is uncertain when the declaration of war on China was made, some say 2066 when they invaded Alaska, others say 2067 when the first power armor suits were developed to counter their forces. It is the last known document of note authored by the United States government before the bombs fell. Had the declaration had the tenacity and might of a stronger president behind it, say Abraham Lincoln. Oh my gosh, this is actually funny. Who's to say that the outcome of those tremulous years would have been different? Or would have been. I guess it's obvious that they would have been different. Or are these the documents? We the people. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I'm geeking out. What's the, I can't even see that one. It's too high. I'm too short. I need a footstool. What's that say? I can't read it. Executive Mansion? I'm not sure. Okay, whatever. Oh, hello. Oh, that's him again.
Welcome to the Capitol Preservation Society.
Hey, I want to play a game. Let me guess who your favorite president is. Okay, what's this way? What's that, by the way? Why is there a shotgun on the floor? Abraham Washington's door. I am not interested in going in there.
I'm looking for troublemakers. Have you seen any?
No, I have not. Other than maybe my dog. He likes to get into trouble. Never mind, we're going in here. I hope he doesn't mind. Ooh, there's a first aid box, but I'm not going to steal any of his things. And I'm not going to hack his computer. Because it's obvious that we're not supposed to. Okay, let's go. I respect your privacy, Mr. Abraham Washington, sir. Okay, so there's the science lab. Let's save, go pop in the science lab, and then I actually want to go and retrieve that Declaration of Independence, because this is freaking cool. Even if it means dealing with super mutants again. Actually, come to think of it, don't jump. Open the menu. Where's items, weapons? Oh yeah, right. I wanted to repair this with that. There we go. And let's repair my laser pistol with that one. Perfect. That's what I wanted to do. How am I doing on 10mm? Oh, I've got a ton of rounds for that. Damage 5. Damage 6. I might switch over to that later. Alright, let's see. It's this way. Oh, the other door.
About your runaway robot, and we don't care. This lab is dedicated to solving real problems.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. But Dr. Lee...
Dr. Lee is trying to save lives, and your constant interruptions are interfering with those efforts. Now please, stand aside.
I'm sure the good doctor's work with water purification is fascinating. But if you only knew what was at stake. The technology in that android...
What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy. A robot's a robot, Zimmer, no matter how shiny the paint job. Now, please.
Ignorance and facetiousness. That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint job indeed. You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us, But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself.
Okay.